So,
Yeah.
do you want just this paper?
Sure, yeah,
My homework.
Whatever's fine.
So my question for 2B, I know we did the bubbles in class and ended up like that. For player 2's, I guess, payoffs,
Okay.
it's only those 4, right? Or is there supposed to be 6?
For player 2's, I mean the cells?
Yeah,
So, let's see.
because I figured out that there were 6, but there would never be any situation where player 1 would have lasers and play military, or there would never be a situation where player 2, knowing player 1 had lasers, would do diplomacy.
Right, exactly.
So there's only those.
Right, let's see. Do you have the whole armor set? Let's see. So we did A, and B is what? So 2 country 1's is the same, right? Country 1's so there's 4 states of the world, right? It's like laser rifles are not, right?
Right.
And then spy are not, right? Okay, I think that's right. This is like what we did in class, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the A part, one knows whether it has laser rifles or not. So A's in the A part, person 1's it looks like this, right? It's partition, and person 2's looks like that. Right? Now this is in the B part. Okay, so country 1, country 1 is the same, right? No, hold on. If country 2 is this place a spy and it knows what country 1 is. Alright. When country 2 spy reports back country 1 has not developed laser rifles. Country 2 reveals the existence spy to country 1. So there's country 1 has not developed laser rifles. It knows whether country 2 has placed a spy. So I think it's like this for country 1, right?
Yeah.
And then country 2 is, because country 2 is the same? What do we do?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, this is wrong. The first, the country, the A part, if country 2 has placed a spy, it does know whether it has the rifles. This
Right.
Is, right.
Right.
And so, yeah, and so this is the case in part B, right?
Right.
So, let's see. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, okay, so we talked about this in class, right? So yeah,
Right.
if you have the laser rifles, person 1 is always going to do military in here.
Right.
So you never have to put the words in here. So then the next thing is in this state, person 2, if 1 for sure will do military here, they'll never do diplomacy here, they'll always do this.
Right.
Right? So then you have to just consider, so the only thing is which person 2 has to worry about is here and 1 is here. Yeah, this looks great.
So there's only those.
Yeah, this is it, just a 4 by 4.
This
Yeah.
is 4, okay. Because there could be 6, but that would mean that 1 would have diplomacy, which they would never do.
Oh, 8 you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so that was my question, just to clarify.
Yeah, sure.
And then for C, I think I don't know if the bubbles are right, and then I don't know
Okay.
exactly what to do for.
Okay. Let's see. Now consider the inspection case. So we're talking about the laser rifles. Huh?
Cool.
Okay. So these are the bubbles for A. These are the bubbles for B. Now we're talking the bubbles for C. Country 1 does not know whether country 2 is placed a spy. So this is all country 1 knows is whether it has laser rifles. So country 1, now we're back to this for country 1, I think.
Right. Okay. Looks right.
I found for, I guess, B and C, there's obviously, just like with A, as you showed in class, you could do so many different combinations.
Right.
But just by ruling out some,
Right, exactly.
and the ones you did in B, you don't need to repeat in C. I did that accidentally, but
Ones I was getting at, I was gonna there's a huge.
Yeah, it was gonna take forever. What I did is ones that I hadn't done so far.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean,
Sure.
those 2 were already done in
those
combination
sure. Right,
had
exactly, right.
and I found a new Nash equilibrium.
Okay, cool.
I found actually a second one, but I think the second one we would never expect that to happen. Wait, would we or would we not? Maybe it was the first one.
Okay.
I forget. I don't know.
That's cool. Let's see. Let me just get the bubbles for C. You got the bubbles. So 1's bubbles are the same as before, right?
Right.
And 2's are going to be what?
They're all
now because
no 2 knows everything.
Yeah.
okay. So then so that's what.
Yeah, 2 knows what the country's 1 laser, regardless of what it's playing. Exactly. So similarly, just before, person 1 will always play M here, right?
Right. Yeah.
And therefore 2 will always also play M here.
Yeah.
Right? So the only issue is there's only person 1 has just 2 strategies, right?
3. 3 is what well, I mean, 2. carry over from the previous one.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh,
right,
no,
right,
yeah, person one,
Person one
you're
has two
correct,
strategies, right? And then,
And then
there's just 4 here, right?
yeah.
Is that what you got too?
I didn't quite finish it because I was not sure if I was on the right track.
Yeah, exactly. Here are your bubbles. Yeah, that looks great.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the top is always going to be M for both of them.
Right, right,
And then it's just the bottom can be M, D,
right,
and then
exactly.
D, D,
Right,
or
right,
then
exactly.
D. Okay, so
Right.
then I have 2 more, and then
Right, right, right.
okay, so then I can figure that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, and-
let's see. That's interesting. Yeah, so, is this true? Is there going to be an Ashiq where we replace M all the time? I think it is.
But that one's we already got that.
Yeah, we already had that
earlier,
before.
as far
Right,
as I know,
exactly,
so
right.
that's
But this is the
almost-
first new
yeah,
one,
that's the
right?
new one.
So I guess the argument is that which is the best one for peace. So the very first one we had, I think the only, first of all, the very first case with the original status quo, he placed
Was-
M here, and I think the only one is where M's everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Because I
Did you get one with
I got MMDD MMDM.
Oh really?
Yeah, and perhaps that's wrong, but I mean.
No, maybe.
That's,
Uh,
maybe.
hold on a sec. Did we do this in class? We didn't do the whole thing, right?
We didn't do the whole
Okay, let's see.
thing.
Yeah, so MM here. DD. Okay. I'm thinking. Okay, let's see. Let's check. This is going to be. It corresponds to this right here, right?
Mhm.
Seems like it's an equilibrium given your game. The question is the payoffs.
Yeah, maybe
I
I,
thought-
copied them wrong or something.
No,
but
hold on. It could be. You could be right. Let me see my answers.
maybe let's compare for A.
I thought that in this
I got
case.
M, 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 M.
Really?
Let's
Okay.
compare you guys to. Let's see.
Yeah, you got a different one than me, so I guess I did it wrong.
That's this one here.
Yeah, I got all military.
-2, -8. Let's see. MM. Oh, you have slightly different order.
Okay.
This is. You have MMDD.
14, yeah.
Is this right? MMDD.
That's different.
Yeah, this is different. And I think. So this is different.
Okay.
And then I think.
And this is different.
That should. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this.
So,
Okay, let's see.
-18, yeah. Or -20, so a quarter of -20 is 5, right?
Uh huh.
So I'm just
Yeah.
-8, -16, -20, -28 is, yeah, it should be -5
hold on a
is the
sec.
same.
Is it? Are we doing? This is corresponds to. This cell is the same as this. Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Right?
Is this one.
It's totally plausible I did it
No,
wrong.
hold on a sec.
No, this is MMDM, is this one right here.
Right, right, right.
So it should be -1, -11 corresponds to this.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just do this now. Okay, so this corresponds to an LS. So it's in this state. It's person 1. It corresponds to 4 minus 8. Right?
Yeah, it's 4 minus 8, 4 minus 8. This is the one that's different.
Oh, okay.
-20, -4, -4, -20. So it should be MD in the no rifles.
Uh-huh.
MD, which is -4, -20. Okay, so I wrote that down backwards.
Oh, okay, okay. MD in the no rifles
Yeah,
is
It's -4,
hold on
-20.
a sec.
Right?
This is a MD when
Mhm.
it's NS, which corresponds to no rifles. It should be 8 -20. Is that right?
Well, that's with rifles.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Should
is
be
with the
negative
rifles. Oh, I'm
one,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, this is LS.
Yeah, so I switched it.
9, I'm sorry. MS and then yeah.
Okay.
So it should be -4, -20, right? Because it's M and D, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
so it is -1. And because it's 20, it should be -28 to -56.
This is going to be MM, and that's negative. Yeah, I think this is. Let's see.
-40. Wait. Yeah. -11. Okay, that was right.
Yeah, I think this is right. Okay.
And so now
Okay.
it's
No, there was one other discrepancy there, right? Wasn't there?
Yeah, it was,
this one.
117.
You had okay, let's see what's going on there. This is
4, -8, -20. Okay, so all our
oh, okay, this is just a math thing maybe.
12,
Maybe
Uh,
I'm just added wrong.
-4.
Oh, yeah, this should be 1, I think, right? This is
Is it 1?
12 minus 4 minus it should be, so this should be
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I
1,
might have
right?
just.
Either
when I
way.
was doing all the math, I just.
Yeah, sure. I think this should be 1. I think.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because 3 is still better than
Oh, I
0 or
see.
3 is better than 1.
Okay, cool.
But, okay, so now instead of -3, they'd
Uh-huh.
prefer -1, so
Yeah.
this is not
That's right.
the Bayesian-Nash equilibrium.
Mm.
But that still doesn't change.
Change the game.
Yeah, it puts it to MM to MMDM now.
But I think now the difference is that.
Oh, that's right. Because he would prefer
Yeah,
-8 to
negative
negative.
8
Okay,
to
so
negative.
yeah, I did it incorrectly. I just messed up on that number.
Seriously, one number of release.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, right.
seriously. Okay, so I'll need to change this. So as far as C, then, I had a couple of questions to come in today. I don't want to butt in head.
No, that's
ahead of
fine. Sure,
him.
we're just doing it. So I guess the idea, what I'm thinking about here is, what happens. The reason why the only Nash equilibrium is everyone does M all the time is because. So again, you're doing M up here if you have the rifles, right?
Right.
And if you know that the person has the rifles, you do M, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay. Yeah, if the other person has rifles, you have them. If you know that person, so this is 1, this is 2. Okay, so what do you do here? The logic is, you could do M's or D's. If you do D's, it's possible that you'll get that -20, right? If you do D here. So,
Right.
you don't want to, if the other person has, so you don't know, if you don't know the other person has rifles or not, you're going to have a huge bad thing if you do diplomacy. So you do M here to M here.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, this person thinks, well, even though I don't have a rifle, the other person, the state might be this, which means that the other person doesn't know I don't have rifles. Right? So then this person does M's here, and therefore I do M here. So
Yeah.
that's the idea.
It made sense, going through in my head that it was all M's.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
seems
yeah.
to be the most,
Right.
given the information, the
Right,
most
right,
logical
exactly.
conclusion.
Right, right.
Then,
The B part, so I think the answer is the equilibrium is, there's still one where everyone has M's,
right.
but I think there's one where, yes, I think,
I got the
yeah, I think if there's
there's
one,
like diplomacy on the bottom.
yeah.
For
No, I think this is not D, I think it's M. I think it's going to be, this is the answer, I think.
maybe I did math wrong.
No, hold on a sec. No, look, this is B. Oh, see, yeah. Here the bubbles are different, so you want to put the bubbles like this around here. See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You put a so this is person 1 strategy, right?
Right.
Yeah, there should be separate bubbles here. Yes, you're right.
Oh, okay. I did that for here. I just didn't do that when I
Oh
wrote
yeah,
it
no
down.
problem. Yeah,
That was all.
I think it's. I think it should be MMDM. Let's see. You have MMDD, right?
Yeah.
You have this. What do I get? Did you do this one?
Which one?
The B part?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if it works out.
I added in another echelon that I didn't need to
Uh-huh.
because it was redundant. I think this.
Oh, wait, wait,
we already
wait.
knew the answer to all these, so we didn't
Oh,
need to
okay,
bother
okay.
including those. It was
I
just
see.
these two.
Okay.
But
And then, okay. So this is from before, right? These are all from before.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I think these are all. Oh, there should be a 1, 2, right? That's what we checked.
Yeah.
before,
That should be one. So
Okay, and then okay, and let's check. And then MD is this, right? So -5, -7, 1, -9, -4, 10, 2. That checks out, right? Yeah, at least you have the same answers to this guy.
mhm.
And this is MMDM. -5, -7, 13, 0, -6. Yeah. Okay. You guys agree, I think.
does he have MMDD or MMDM?
I thought it should be this, but let's just
Yeah.
check. You have this being the Nash equilibrium, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking. I thought it was this. Why is it? What's the difference here? Oh,
Maybe he copied that one from.
let's see. Yeah, you have a 3 here, whereas he has a -3. Let's see.
Maybe did I just miscopy a thing?
Yeah, -3.
Ah.
Yeah.
Same thing as I think.
So
That
that
should be a -3. Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
screws
yeah,
me
yeah.
all over.
No, I mean, but yeah.
But
yeah.
okay, so that's -3, which means the zeros.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
means that's the
Right.
yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I think that's right.
just that
Hey, that
Yeah.
math
works.
error, but okay.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
we got the right answer. Just
Yeah, yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Yeah, so this should be -.
Okay.
And so, I think what ends up happening is, yeah, what happens is that that equilibrium is, I think, yeah, like this one. The IGDM is, before we only had MMMs, right?
Right.
And then, I think, do we still have that here? I think we still is that still national?
Yeah, we
Academy?
still have an
Right, right, I
MM,
see. Okay, right,
yeah.
right.
But
we have now a new
it's
one.
unnecessary
Right,
because
exactly.
well, I mean, it's yeah.
Right, right. So now it is possible for diplomacy to work because the reason is because before person 2 did military when they didn't place a spy, right?
Yeah.
Because they weren't sure. They still do that, but now when they know the other side doesn't have the laser rifles, it tells the other person, right?
Yeah.
It tells person. So 1 now knows in this case. Before 1 did not know that 2 knows that 1 did not have the rifles.
Right.
Right? Now 1 knows that 2 knows that 1 does not have the rifles. So
Mhm.
now diplomacy is possible.
Right, okay.
Exactly. And the last one is the most.
This one right
Yeah,
here.
right. Yeah.
So
And you guys agreed with this one too, right?
I haven't
yeah,
done C,
okay.
so I was gonna
Yeah.
do that later.
yeah, it's pretty simple because you can carry in about 3 or 4 of the same
Oh,
boxes,
okay.
so
Yeah.
you just write in the rest.
And then so yeah, you just have the same as before, but now you even have more. Hey,
Grab a chair down.
okay, cool. Even now more diplomacy is possible
Yeah.
because now 2 now knows whenever 1 has the laser rifles or not, and now 1 knows that 2 knows. So it's possible that, of course, when they have the rifles, they'll be military, but there's no issue. At least it's possible for there to be no confusion.
Right.
When
Okay.
it doesn't have the rifles. Yeah.
So for 2 payoffs, the only thing that's gonna matter is the bottom. We know what
Uh-huh.
1 is gonna, the
Uh-huh.
actions 1 can choose. Because that's where I had trouble with setting up.
Uh huh. Go ahead.
We know that M's for 2 are always going to be on top.
Right.
The question is, it's going to be M or 2.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
And essentially, I mean, I didn't have to put in that. We
Oh,
already
right.
know that.
Right.
So you could have just done those 3.
Okay.
But
No, it's-
I don't know. I
Yeah.
did it as I wanted.
Well, I mean, it is important to put this here just to check whether this is a national equilibrium. Like, if I did get rid of this, then
Yeah.
that it might affect whether these are national
Oh, that's
equilibriums.
true, I guess.
Yeah, so it is important to put them all in there. But yeah. I mean, the reason. So, like, for example, in the very first case, you had to consider. How shall I say this? In this case, it's obvious that person 2 will play M here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case here, it wasn't obvious necessarily,
Right.
right? Because it's not clear what would have done there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you do 4? 4 was what I had a question on because everything else we had done rounded out real nicely.
Oh no, yeah, there's a fraction in 3.
Oh,
Okay, okay, because I was like, I'm
That's
doing
the
something
question I had.
wrong.
Right. Yeah, there's a fraction. It's not that
I don't know if the equations were right, but they
Uh-huh.
came out to some
Yeah.
crazy numbers. I was like, I don't know.
There's one number though in
Uh-huh.
well, I'm not sure if I'm doing B correctly.
Uh-huh.
When both have full information, there is
Right.
no incomplete information model, right?
Right, exactly right.
So it's just
It's like 2
if
separate
they have
situations.
if he has elf technology,
Right.
there's one equation. If he
Exactly.
doesn't, there's another.
Exactly.
And one of them I got around an even number.
Oh,
It was
okay,
like
okay.
60 or something like
Yeah,
that.
okay,
And
okay.
then the other was
Okay.
46.667.
Okay.
Okay. But
Um,
that's right, right?
Right, yeah, there is a fraction. Yeah.
For B, since they don't have incomplete information, is there is there several different equation systems?
Well, there's going to be essentially. Go ahead.
Is there going to be one where 1 has elf technology and 2 doesn't?
Mhm.
Elf 1 has elf and 2 doesn't, and 2 does. Or is it going to be like those?
Okay, yeah. Each person will have two numbers, right?
Right.
They'll be Q1L, Q1 not, Q2L, Q2 not, right?
Okay.
But the interesting thing will be that so you'll have person 2 has, so if you take the derivative with respect to person 1's utility with respect to Q1 elf and Q1 not, so we have 2 equations,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have 2 equations for person 2. Okay? We can do it if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Can we start it? Just
Okay, sure. And then, but see, those equations are they're not linked to each other.
right.
The Q1 elf and the Q2 elf are just related, and the Q2,
Right.
you're
Right.
that's We'll just do this from you can do this from the top if you want. Okay. Do you have any questions, or we're doing number 3, or do you want to? Okay?
I haven't gotten around to number 3, but
Okay.
I'm sure I could use all the instruction I can get.
Okay, so Cornadopy firm 1 plus Q1. Okay. Okay, so U1, Q2 is going to be 140. Yeah, I should have made the number so it becomes clean.
That was fine. I
Mhm.
just had a really good habit of making it perfect before, so I knew when I was on.
That's what
And
I was
now I
thinking.
was like, oh man.
Q2, Q1, Q2 is
Go through
going
my
to be.
work 3 times. Did I do something wrong in the math?
Oh my.
And then
So
I
this
wanted
is-
the B, which gets a round number. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm doing something.
So this is with regular technology, right? Oh, so this is, no, hold on. This is, person 1's is always, he always has elf technology. This is
Yeah.
always the same.
Yeah.
Person 2's is, this is with elf, and then without it's going to be, the cost is in there. Right? Without. Okay, alright.
And
So, okay, the states of the world are what? Basically without or not?
with or without
so
on person
for
2.
person 2. So it's going to be, well, I guess, you know, yeah. So I'll write down elf and not. Okay. Hey, Harry.
And the probabilities of each is 1/2.
Yeah, exactly. And should I get a chair or there's something
Yeah,
down
you
here?
can switch to me. I'm about to leave.
Oh, okay.
I had no problem with this part. I just
Okay,
want to
okay.
make sure I'm going to
Okay.
do it right. You can go ahead and.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
No,
Is it okay?
I'll walk from here, but
Okay,
go
okay.
ahead. I don't need
Okay.
to watch these clips.
Okay, okay. Self and not. So the first, write down the bubbles. Firm 2 knows whether it does or firm 1 doesn't. So 2's bubbles is what? Like this. And firm 1's is like this. Right? Let's do them separately. Firm 1's is like this. And firm 2's is like this. Yep?
Right.
So, okay, so what is 1's action's going to be? It's just going to be a regular Q1, right? Because Q1 can vary. But Q2 could be a Q2 elf and a Q2 not. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so again, person 1 has to choose the same Q1. Person 2 can change. Person 2 can do a Q2 if elf and Q2 not. Okay, so let's do our thing. If I look at now my expected utility, person 1's expected utility is going to depend on Q1 and then Q2 elf and Q2 not. Right? Just kind of like what we did before. This is like the studying example, right? Where one person knows if there's a quiz, another person doesn't. Here, person 1 doesn't know. Okay, so this is equal to what? Well, the first state of the world is elf. It happens with probability half. And then if it's elf, it's this thing, right? Oh, we're talking person 1, so it's this, right? So it's 140 minus Q1 plus Q2 elf. This times Q1. Is it okay? So this is just, if person 1 has, yeah, okay, this is person 1's payoff. If person 2 has the elf technology, because person 2 is choosing Q2 elf.
Right.
Right? And then the next possibility is if person 2 doesn't have the elf technology, then person 1's utility is going to be 140 minus Q1 plus Q2 not. Q1. Yeah? Does this make sense? Q1 always has the elf technology, so
Right.
one's payoff is always this. The only thing which changes is what Q2 does.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That makes sense.
Makes sense? Okay, so this is person 1's expected utility. Is it okay? What about person 2's? Okay, this is going to be what? Again, 1/2. Okay, the first state is when it has the elf technology. Then its utility is going to be what? It's going to be this part right here, right? 140 minus Q1 plus Q2 elf. Q2 elf. Yeah. There's a minus. Sorry, some minuses. Is that right? This is person 2's.
Person 2?
Yeah. If he has the elf technology, it's this. Be given by this thing here. Right? He chooses Q2 elf, and so this is his utility. I think, no?
Yeah, but wouldn't he know if?
Yeah, why does he
Wouldn't he know if he has elf or not?
Right.
So he wouldn't have to.
So there's no expected
There's no, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a
the-
utility.
There, well, okay,
Yeah.
there is no, in some sense you're right. Okay, but I'm going to write it all in one thing, then I'll show you.
Okay.
It'll be clear. Yeah, you could do it that way if you want to.
Okay.
You could just say this is his thing if elf, and this is
Oh,
if
I
not.
see. 'Cause
But it
when
ends
you
up,
get the derivative.
exactly, it ends up
Yeah.
being the same thing. When you take the derivative, you see, okay,
Okay.
I'll show you. Exactly. So, if he doesn't have elf technology, then it's like this. Q1 plus Q2 not. And then this is times Q2 not. But then I have this little bit here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Minus Q2 not squared. Makes sense. So, am I doing this right? Yeah, this should be price. Yeah. Okay, I'm just taking this number times a half, right? And it's where Q2 is not, Q2 not. Okay? Alright, are we okay? So let's do, so this is the basis. This is right here. Maybe we should move to the other room in a second. Let me just get this on tape, then we'll move. Okay, so then this person one's expected to list person twos. Okay?
Okay.
So let's do one's best response. I do it by taking the derivative with respect to Q1. Person one only chooses Q1, right? So what is this? This is going to be a half of, what's the derivative with respect to Q1? This is like 140 Q1 minus Q1 squared minus Q2 alpha Q1, right? So this is going to be, what, 140 minus 2Q1 minus Q2 alpha. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the next part is 1/2. Now it's going to be, remember we're taking the derivative of this with respect to person, we're doing person 1. 140, I think, minus Q2Q1 minus Q2 naught. Okay?
Yeah.
So this number is 0. Now when we take the derivative with respect to e to u2, this is what you're talking about. I have two variables, right? I have Q1 alpha and Q2 naught. So I'm going to do the first one is Q1 Q2 alpha, right? This is now the derivative of this with respect to Q2 alpha, right? But now there's no Q2 alpha in here, so this part just goes away completely.
Right.
So it's as if you're just maximizing this. Okay, so,
it's the same as if you were just to write two
Exactly.
equations. But
so then we'll just do this quickly and then I'll move to the other room. So this is going to be 1/2 of 140 minus Q1 minus 2 Q2 alpha. This is going to be equal to 0 because this part, there's no Q2 alphas in there. So if I do now dQ2 dQ2 naught, now this part is irrelevant, right? Because there's no Q2 naughts in here. So this is 1/2 of 140 minus Q1 minus 2 Q2 naught. Then there's this other term. There's going to be another minus 2 Q2 naught. That's equal to 0. So I have these three things. This one, and then this one. And then we solve. There's three equations.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the
And it won't come out to a nice round.
Well, come on to this one now, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't get to work that time.